I found a close friend to the Laundries who claims that they know what really happened and have exclusive information. Please stay until the end of the video, as there's a lot to go over. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover murder, mystery, to the paranormal. So last night, I was sent a link to a Facebook account that was created a couple days ago. It's called Leave the Laundries Alone, and this person claims to know the family personally, and they put out a statement last night, and at the very top it says, "What really happened?" Now before I read it, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking this was probably some random that was just trying to defend the Laundries, but when I read it to you guys, you'll see that it actually makes the Laundries look worse in some ways. So I really do think this could be a close friend of the Laundries, or even possibly a family member. So I will read the statement in sections and then break that section down. Okay, so the first part says, "This is what happened. Please read carefully all details. The lawyer is talking now and it will come out. Brian went home and told his parents that Gabby and he had a fight. Cassie accidentally said it. That's what he always did, meaning take a break. When she was going to say fight. But the FBI told her, don't say anything. They didn't want him to know she told them because they wanted him, if he was lying, to tell different stories to other people who could later testify as witnesses, but she messed up and said, that's police stuff. Gabby's dad did not go to the house. At 6:30 p.m. on Friday, September 10th, they started texting Brian. They didn't have Cassie or the parents' number. I'll put the link in the comments that Gabby's dad never went to the house. They didn't have the number. Brian's parents found out on September 11th from the police that Gabby was missing, not dead. They called a family friend, a lawyer, who said, don't talk to anyone, give them my number and I'll take care of it. So they did. Okay, so this entire story does skip around, so keep that in mind. So this first part basically says that Brian Laundrie told his parents and his sister that he and Gabby had a fight, and then explained that Gabby's father never came to the house and that the Petitos only had Brian's phone number and not the house phone number. And the Laundries found out about Gabby on September 11th after the camping trip at Fort De Soto. Now I'm sure some of this could be wrong, but this next part is very interesting. So here is the second part to this. Saturday the 11th, late in the afternoon, and Sunday they realized Gabby was missing and still thought Brian was telling the truth. The whole time he was home before knowing she was missing. They thought she was a friend. They shared the van. Gabby and Brian lived in their condo, not with them, and they shared the van. Nothing was unusual to them or to Cassie. It was just a couple taking a break. The lawyer is old like them. He doesn't use the internet. He has a very bare web page and advertises by word of mouth. Even Roberta's friend, who helps admin this page, is always getting confused on who wrote something, uses dictation to type, and is always accidentally hiding or deleting and hiding comments. Instead of banning people from this page, she would just block them from hers. Laugh out loud. A lot of older people don't understand social media and the impact of it on this case, and that was true for the Laundries and their lawyer. Brian was very private and didn't even have IG until Gabby, Instagram. And the Laundries and their family are the same. This has been a nightmarish for them. Okay, I apologize for the grammar. So like I said, this story kind of jumps all over the place. But I do think this could hold some truth, as Brian was private and he didn't have social media until Gabby, and that the family is old-fashioned. Okay, so here is part 3. Sunday, they were learning, like everyone else, the details on the news. Cassie was in Orlando at Disney with her kids when she found out from the police and left her vacation early. Everyone was thinking this had to be a mistake. She didn't even tell her kids about Gabby because they would ask questions and they didn't have the answers to. But the protesters screamed, "Brian killed Gabby," so loudly they found out in a traumatic way that their beloved aunt was dead and their hero uncle was missing. Monday, Brian took off during the chaos with the protesters. The parents realized it Tuesday and they told their lawyer, who told the FBI. The local police didn't find out or release it until Friday. They didn't see him leave. They drove to every spot until finding the Mustang at the reserve. Brian parked it in a way that he wanted it to be found dead. But it rained that night and the next day flooded. They hiked looking for him one day for 5 hours, I think on Wednesday, and hours another day. Okay, so that Sunday, September 11th, Cassie learned about Gabby while she was in Orlando, and so they came home early. Then Brian takes off that Monday, September 12th. Parents realized Brian's gone, and they went looking for him and noticed the car had been parked in a suspicious way. And then it skips to where Cassie obviously had that interview with the protesters about how the kids learned about their uncle, which could make sense. Alright, so here's part 4. His body was close to where he parked, but underwater. When he came home, they got him a new phone. He said he lost it. I think he destroyed it. They bought him a new one on their plan at AT&T. You buy a burner phone at Walmart. I've had several, not at AT&T. If you're out camping, it's not unusual to lose or break a phone, and his parents thought nothing of it. The phone in his wallet was left behind. They knew he was dead in the reserve with no phone. That's why they never tried to go on TV or find him. He possibly took his gun, and it'll probably come out that he died of hanging or self-inflicted gunshot wound. But that's my speculation. They took the car so it didn't get towed and have been knowing that their son was probably dead this whole time. Their lawyer was going to give a press conference to clear them, but the FBI told him to cancel it. They reopened the park today, and yesterday they told their attorney they were going to look where they thought Brian is now can search. The police met with them. So they say that Brian got rid of his old phone and needed a new one, so they got one at AT&T. Then it skips to after he had left and claims that they knew that he was dead in the reserve with no phone, and that's why they never went to go look for him. They said it is possible he took his gun and either shot himself or hung himself. And they explained that since they opened the park that they knew he was dead and they wanted to go help and find him. So it's pretty interesting. And here's the last part. This is part 5. Chris took the police through an area and they zigzagged. He found a bag and 2 items. He whispered to Roberta and they put the items in the bag because there was a reporter there. They gave it to the police. It was a white dry bag that protects items being waterproof. The police told Chris and Roberta to go home because they found something. It was Brian's backpack and his skull. They went home and it was reported that the protesters were screaming, "Brian is rotting in hell," and they became emotional and broke down. This is what happened. I'm busy, but I will try to answer any questions that are respectful. Anyone being nasty, go to the dozens other pages for it. You'll be banned. So there you go. I know it's a lot, but I've looked over this Facebook page and the person answered some questions and they seem to know their stuff. And I believe this could be true. And if it is, it does reveal some stuff that we didn't know before. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit that like button. In honor of Gabby Petito, please take a look at today's missing persons poster. Take care of yourself and tell someone you love them. Thank you.